will stop me. Case up Q8.
Well, all righty, Mark. That sounds like you had a heck of a good time this weekend. Kings Island sounds pretty cool. And you know what? Small price to pay, sleeping in the car for a good time, right? Yeah. All right, brother. We appreciate you, and I do got you sticking around. All right. That's it for me. It's 9:01 Eastern, Central, 10:01 Eastern, so I'm a minute into somebody else's game here. I want to thank all of you who took time to hang out with me and the crew for the pre-show tonight. It's sure enough been fun. It's time for KE8QKO Nick at night to light up the nighttime airwaves here on the Beacon Net. Thanks so much for hanging here with me and listening to me run my motor mouth. Light 'em up, Nick. KJ5 MCV.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Fine business on the pre-show, as always. And start this off. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL total of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink W8WKY-R. This is a directed net. All traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters, and we ask you to key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations who have not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Alpha 4, Oscar Golf, K4OG, in and out and monitoring.
Alpha India 7 Uniform Golf, Sabra, Salt Lake City, Utah.
All right, I've got AI7UG Sabra, and I've got K4OG Mark in and out. Is there anyone else who wants to check in? Please call now.
W8WKY.
Whiskey 2, Juliet Lima, Sierra John W2, JLS. Go on.
All right, W2JLS. Actually, Nick checked you in earlier for it, so you're already on the list further up. You might not have realized it, but good old Just Nick took care of that for us. Anyone else want to check in? Please call now. All right, nothing heard. Let's go get our main trivia. Let's start with KF8GGM. Matt, would you read the main trivia, please?
KE8QKO, this is KF8GGM with tonight's main trivia question. Ham radio VHF enthusiasts discovered and documented what unusual propagation mode? Is it A, trans-equatorial skip, B, delayer absorption, C, tropospheric propagation, or D, continuous wave? I'll break and read it one more time. Ham radio VHF enthusiasts discovered and documented what unusual propagation mode? Is it A, transequatorial skip, B, delayer absorption, C, tropospheric propagation, or D, continuous wave. KF8, GGM, back to you.
All right, thank you, Matt. I got my answer written down. We'll see how it works out later. Let's go next and talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate trivia read. Alan, take it away.
Not now. I'm right in the middle of a Rothschilds. No. KI5DAY with all trivia. I hope that the regular trivia goes in the blue screen because man, that's a tough one. Let's see here. Let me find my old trivia. There it is. Give me a second. I'll drop this and then I'll read it. Alrighty, here we go. After World War II ended during the Cold War, the British were planning to possibly plant nuclear landmines in Germany to prevent the Russians from invading at some point. So during freezing temps, their nuclear physicist had a plan to keep electronics failures from happening by putting which one of these things inside the landmine housings? Was it A, live chickens, B, very small amounts of uranium, C, an early model of ground thawing heaters, or D, using hand-woven alpaca throws made by Our Lady of the Cornwaldo Bean Church? I'll drop this and read it one more time. After World War II ended during the Cold War, the British were planning to possibly plant nuclear landmines in Germany to prevent the Russians from invading at some point. During freezing temps, their nuclear physicists had a plan to keep electronic failures from happening by putting which one of these in the landmine housings? Was it A, live chickens, B, very small amounts of uranium, C, an early model of ground thawing heaters, or D, using hand-woven alpaca throws made by Our Lady of the Cornwaldo Bean Church? KIDAY, we'll put this in the blue screen.
All right, thank you, Alan. I have my guess written down for that one as well. Again, I'll see how it works out later in the net. Thanks for doing the alternate trivia. All right, we did our check-ins, and we talked to our trivia masters. Let's start talking to the people in the net. We're going to start with KI5TAQ, Taco Tim from Bofang, Oklahoma. How you doing, Tim? What do you have for the Pekin Net tonight?
Good evening there, Nick. Or Nick at Night. This is KI5TAQ. Good questions. Good questions. For one, main question, I'm going to go with Alpha. And for the alternate question, well, I'm going to have to go with Delta. And we'll go from there. And of course, yes, it's been hot here in Oklahoma. And all I can say is I'm going to have to work in this heat again this coming week. But, well, after I get done with another 2 weeks, who knows, I might have to email Frozen Radio a little bit to let him know I'm coming up to his part of the country to not thaw, but to, shall we say, get frozen. Because I'm getting tired of this heat. Maybe Al can come join me on that venture, along with my wife. But besides that, just stay on the cool side of the door. Why don't we all? And stay safe. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, thank you, Tim. Got your answers down for Alpha and Delta. Yeah, it's not super hot here. It was humid, not super hot, so there is that. This is K8QKO on the WAW KY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And next we're going to talk to KY4NB, Kevin. How you doing, Kevin? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KY4NB here from Elvis Barbecue Land. Well, doing okay, just hot, like all the South now, so it won't help to complain about that. It's even hot when the sun goes down. Anyway, a sliver of a moon out there in Venus was pretty bright, so there was some light. But anyway, got the dog walked and just resting up for the week coming up. It's supposed to cool off later in the week by a few degrees anyway. I'm going to go with Charlie and Bravo, C and B, Charlie and Bravo, on those wonderful questions. Those are good ones. Back to net, KY4NB.
Copy that, sir. Got you down there for Charlie and Bravo. Thanks for checking in. And yeah, let's all hope for some cooler weather. I think we're getting to that time of year. All right. Next, we had KFEG, who is in and out. And that's going to take us down to KD8 SLG, just Nick. How you doing, Nick? Hi, Nick.
KE8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick, and all the Beacon netizens. Hey, do I sound all right? I'm in the yard with the dog on an HT.
Well, you sound like Nick, so I guess that's all right.
So many Nicks, so little time. Oh, man, it's nice outside. I don't know if you guys can hear the crickets or not, but I don't know. I guess they're crickets. There's lots of them out here. They sound kind of overwhelming, actually. Oh, my God, they're huge. Let's see. Trivia. Charlie for the first one, for the main. And I've got to go with Alpha for the second one. And if that is actually the answer, then I expect to hear Larry again. Meeting coming up this week. Nick, I hope to see you there, man. Can you make it this time? That would be awesome to see you. This is KD8SLG. Back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Got your answer down there for Charlie and Alpha. You know, I'm going to say it is on my schedule to go to the meeting on Thursday. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, I should be able to make it. Yeah, so I'm planning to. See how that works out. Again, plans can be what they be. But, yeah, I want to make it out for the meeting this Thursday. Next, we have KD8 EPC, Dustin. How you doing, Dustin? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO and the Beacon Net. Well, good evening, Nick at Night. Good to hear you out there, my friend. We'll wave a hand at Just Nick and the crew out there. Trivia, before I forget, I'm going to go with Charlie for the first one and Alpha for the second one. And my dog over here thinks that the answer for the alternate is Delta, so you could put a slash and a Delta in there for the alt trivia also. Hi. I don't have much for you, man. Worked all day, came home. It's been raining. We needed it, but now my lawn is shot up about an inch today already, so there you go. I don't have much else for you. We'll say 73 and turn it back to net control. Have a great rest of the net, and we'll catch you on down the log. This is KD8 EPC, back to net.
All right, thank you, Dustin. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Alpha, and then good old Delta for the Doggaroo. Thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. Next, we have KA8LYJ, Bob. How you doing, Bob? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is KA8LYJ. Good evening, Nick. Good evening, Beacons. It was a nice, relaxing day today. Church this morning. Music and coffee this afternoon. Reading. Took a nap. And got up for the net. And was really happy to hear Larry again. It's been a long time. For trivia, I'm going to go cubic centimeter. And I'll give it back to you, KA8LYJ.
All right, thank you, Bob. Got you down there for Charlie and Charlie. It's always good to hear from good old Larry. Next, we have K5 CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? And what do you have for the beacon of tonight?
KEA2KL and Annette, K5 CFY. Good evening, Nick and Nite. Doing an awesome job as usual. Thanks for being there for us. And wave a hand there at Mr. Ryan on the keyboard. Doing a fine job there, Ryan. You must have had a good teacher. Anyway, I'm going to go with Charlie and Bravo. Charlie and Bravo. Give it back to you there, Nick. Have a good one, K5 CFY.
All right, thank you, Ray. Got you down for Charlie and Bravo. After Ray, we have a few in and outs. We have KD2ACE, WB4AIZ, N8WHR, and KE8WA. Then we're going to talk to KC8LYG, Rick. How you doing, Rick? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is KC8LYG. Not much, Nick. How you doing, buddy? Enjoyed a nice wet day today. Got a lot of extra water in the pool, which I needed. And it didn't come out of my garden hose, so I'm gonna go Charlie Bravo on my answers. With just guessing. I did hear him and I thought about him and my brain started hurting and I thought, you know what, just pick something. So we're going to go Charlie Bravo. Good hearing you. Good hearing everyone else on the net. We'll say 73s and everyone have a blessed night. And keep up the good work, Nick. KE8QKO, this is KC8OIG, back to net control.
All right, thank you, sir. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Bravo. After Rick, NTAD is in and out. That's going to take us down to KR4MHW. Josh, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Good evening, Nick. This is Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Hotel Whiskey. It's hot where I'm at, but it's cooling down. Spent some time up in Tulsa last week, so happy to be home. I'm happy to talk to you guys yet again. You know what? I'm going to go with Charlie and Alpha as my answers. Charlie and Alpha. Nick, thanks for running the net tonight, and I will turn it back over to you. This is Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Hotel Whiskey, 7-3 to everybody.
All right, thank you, Josh. Thanks for checking in there. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Alpha. And just so you're aware, you were very quiet, but you were fully readable. Just want to give you that feedback on your transmission. And next we have next we have N8WB, Stefan. How you doing, Stefan? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Hey, Nick, and the rest of the net participants. Great to hear everyone tonight. Yeah, so day was a good day. I was in the church booth all yesterday and today, Medina Grace on Route 18. And we have a special service tomorrow. And tomorrow's my birthday, August 17th. It's my mother's birthday, too. I was born on her birthday. And I keep trying to sell her the idea that she got the greatest birthday present ever, but she doesn't buy that. She hasn't bought it for her 86 years, my 63. But anyways, I'm going to go with, I'm going to look at Bravo and Charlie for the trivia questions. And, I think it's going to calm down a little bit. The weather's going to change a little bit, and I think we're going to be doing good. But other than that, I'll hand it back to you, Nick. Good job, and good hearing everybody on the net tonight. NAWB.
All right. Thank you, Stefan. Thanks for checking in there. It's good to hear you. And we got your answers down there for Bravo and Charlie. This is KE8QKO on the W8WKY Repeater 147 Mark 390 positive. Also with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. Our next station is W2JLF. John, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO. Mr. Nick, good to hear you tonight, sir. Good evening on your ears. To you and all the folks out there on the Beacon Net, all the beacons out there in the night. I'm going to go with my choices as I'm going to say Tropo for the first one. I think that was choice C, Tropo. And I'm going to follow KD8SLG with the second question. Live chickens, I think, was choice A. Those are my guesses. Also, I want to wish Mr. Stefan, November 8 Whiskey Bravo there, happy birthday to you, sir. That's 63. That's not doing too shabby. And you're retired and all of that, too, so good for you. Yeah, with that, thanks for having me tonight, Nick. I hope everyone has a great week. You're set up for a great week. Anyway, passing it back from W2JLS.
All right, thank you, John. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Alpha. Next, we're going to talk to you, KE8ZZR, Harry. How you doing, Harry? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Nick, and everybody else that's on the net. Kind of had a relaxing day today. After yesterday doing the lighthouses on the air, up there in Fairport Harbor, it was a great day yesterday. I think everybody had a really good time, and we had a great turnout up there. So it was great to see it. So I was whooped by the end of the day. It was a long day, but so today I just kind of rested, put the shack back together because I had taken some of my equipment up there, and that's about it. So let me get on with the trivia questions here. I'm going to go with C, Charlie, B, Bravo. And that's all I got. Looking forward to the meeting Thursday. And I'll turn it back to you, Nick. Thanks for running the net. You do a great job. And also, happy birthday to Stefan. So this is KE8ZZR Claire.
All right. Thank you, Harry. Thanks for checking in there. I think you said your answers were Charlie and Bravo, but my net logger might correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. After Harry, we have AF5JB and then AB8MO, and that's going to take us down to KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KCFQV. Well, I didn't make it to Warren. I was planning to, but I was on Kings Island too late last night. Well, I knew it was going to be late, but I thought I would be able to pull it off and get back there. But I did see some pictures of it on Facebook, so it looked good down there at Warren. But I want to say on the trivia, the one is live chickens, and the other one is C, or no, the other one is A, I think it was. No, C. Yeah, live chickens, and the other one was C. The other one was definitely C, and live chickens. I think that was A, but live chickens, and the other one was C. Everything else is good. Yeah, there was a lot of rain coming up. 71 today. I don't know, about 11 o'clock. Oh, it opened up. That sky opened up for a while. So we'll send it back to net control. KCFQV. Muscles are all achy now. So I'll right overnight again. So back it comes, KCFQV.
right, thanks, Mark. You got the order mixed up there a little bit, but I think we got you sorted out. We'll put you down for Charlie and Alpha. Phonetics are important for our net logger. Also, you have some QRM in the background. We'd appreciate it if you turn that down. All right, after Mark, we have K4OG, who's in and out. That's going to take us down to AI7UG. Sabra, how you doing, ma'am? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
I'm doing fine. And as for trivia, it's hard to say. I guess for the first one, I will pick D Delta, because a lot of those have to do with HF, and it's not, and one of them is not a propagation mode, but it was specifically about VHF. So the second one, I know nothing about nuclear weapons, but I think uranium was B, so I'll pick B Bravo, since uranium is associated with nuclear weapons and radioactivity. AI7UG, back to net control.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Got your answers down there for Delta and Bravo, I think you said. Hey, thanks for taking it there. I do appreciate it. And then after Sabra, we have KC0LRM Kelly. How you doing, Kelly? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Okay, QKO. Hey, and thanks for Ryan for getting me off the blue screen there. Not a lot going on here, but spending the last few hours out here trying to get a GMRS antenna up there. Of course, my peak's kind of high, so I've got to be careful. I didn't want to end up in the ICU or anything like that. Got most of it done. Then I got ready to drill the hole bring it into the house, and I couldn't find my set of Forstner bits. And by the time I got down looking, it was dark, so I called her quits. I'll work on it tomorrow, but see if I can have a little help here, since there seems to be more GMRS activity around Wichita than ham radio. So thank goodness for the EchoLink and some of the HS stuff. So that's about all I got. I guess my Cowboys won. Of course, it's preseason, and the Chiefs lost, so I guess half and half. So with that, I'll get it back to net control. Let's get some more check-ins. Everybody have a good one out there. 73.
All right, thank you, sir. Thanks for checking in there. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of zoned out when you were talking a little bit, and I missed your trivia. Can you come back with that one more time?
Oh, that's probably because I didn't give them to you, I think. That might be part of it. I zoned out. So I'm going to do Delta and Delta. You can't ever go wrong with RefCab answer. All right, back to you.
All right, copy that, sir. We see down there for double D's. Yeah, I thought I missed it. I thought you said it, and I missed it, so I want to make sure that we got it in there. Thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. This is KEAQKO on the W8WKR repeater 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we are ready for more check-ins. If you want to check into the beacon net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is Kilo Alpha 5 Golf Sierra Sierra KA5 GSS, Shane in League City, Texas.
Kilo Foxtrot 6 Papa Oscar Echo Christian in Bath.
Alpha India 5 Quebec AI 5Q, Jerison Tulsa.
All right, I've got KI5 GSS. I've got KF6 POE. and I have AI5Q. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the beacon net? Please call now. All right, let's go up to KA5 GSS Shane. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Yeah, this is KA5GSS, Shane down here in League City. Not a lot tonight, just trying to catch up on some shows we taped and listening to the net and staying on the cool side of the door because it is definitely still hot down here in Texas. I think we're still about 88 degrees right now. It's, 9-something at night. So anyway, everybody have a great night. KA5GSS, back to net control.
Oh, yes, sir. That sounds pretty warm to me. Hey, did you happen to catch our trivia questions tonight? Or want to answer them?
Radio on here about 5 minutes ago.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's perfect timing. That's we usually like to get a reread about halfway through the net anyway. So go up and get those questions reread. We have 2 of them. I'll have both of them read, and then I'll call back out to you for some answers. And I'm going to start with KF8 GGM. Matt, would you read the primary question again, please?
All right. Ham radio VHF enthusiasts discovered and documented what unusual propagation mode. Is it A, transequatorial skip, B, delayer absorption, C, tropospheric propagation, or D, continuous wave? KF8 GGM, back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go talk to KI5DAY Alan. Hit the alternate question read. Alan, take it away.
Gee, Paul, I don't want to. All right. Okay. Tonight's alternate trivia question is, after World War II ended, during the Cold War, the British were planning to possibly plant nuclear landmines in Germany to prevent the Russians from invading at some point. But during freezing temps, their nuclear physicists had a plan to keep electronic failures from happening by putting which one of these things in the landmine housing? Was it A, live chickens, B, very small amounts of uranium, C, an early model of ground thawing heaters, or D, using hand-woven alpaca throws made by Our Lady of the Cornwaldo Bean Church? KI5DAY, back to net. I'll post it in the blue screen.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go back down to KA5GSS. Shane, would you like to answer the trivia now?
Yes, sir. This is KA5GSS. I'm going to go with Charlie and Alpha. Charlie and Alpha.
Copy that, sir. Got you down for Charlie and Alpha. Next, we're going to talk to KF6 POE. Christian, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon at tonight?
Good evening, everyone on the beacon net. I forgot about the net until I was sitting, winding down, listening to some Tibetan chanting, and then the vision just came to me like a beacon, and I realized I should probably get on here, catch all the fun. And now that I know that there's small nuclear explosives involved, I understand why I'm supposed to be here. In any case, I'm going to vote D and D. That's double D's. Broncos have always been a suspicious breed. This is Kilo Foxtrot 6, Peace on Earth, sending it back to Net Control. Great job. And hi to Larry the chicken.
All right, thank you, sir. Got you down for double D's. Appreciate you checking in. Next, we have AI5Q, Jairus. How you doing, Jairus? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, good evening, Nick, and everybody on the net. I've got, Charlie and Bravo. That'll be my guesses for the trivia. And can you go ahead and proxy in Kilo Charlie 5 Romeo Bravo Golf KC5 RBG with the great state of Oklahoma as his trivia answers? It's the usual fare, but I'm on the phone with him and listen to Net at the same time. So, not a lot for the Net. Made the patty today, and it was delicious. We had it for lunch about 3 o'clock, and skipped dinner as a result. So, delicious bacon weave wrapped breakfast sausage, hot links, and kielbasa. No turning back. AI5Q. Back to you, Nick.
All right, thank you, Jairus. That dinner sound, lunch, dinner combination, whatever sounds fantastic. We'll get you down for Charlie and Bravo, and we'll get Shannon in there as the great state of Oklahoma for his trivia answer. So, thanks for checking in, and thanks for proxying in Shannon. Tell him we always like to hear him. Sorry he's not checking in himself. All right, anyone else want to check into the Beacon Net? We got some room. If you want to check in, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
KD8SLG recheck.
All right, KD8SLG with a recheck. I didn't call for recheck. We'll take it. What you got, Nick?
Call it executive privilege. Now you made me forget the funny I was going to make. Thanks, Nick. KD8SLG, back to Net Control.
All right, well, you're welcome, Nick. Happy to help and do whatever I can. Looks like we also may have gotten a check-in from the blue screen, so we're going to give a shout-out to him just in case. WB9, CSP, Rich, are you out there, and do you have comments for the Beacon Net? All right, nothing heard there. Not sure where that exactly came from, but it came. All right, anybody else want to check in to the Beacon Net? You know what? Let's see. Anybody want to check in or recheck to the Beacon Net? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. This is KE8QKO on the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390. Positive also with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. We're going to talk to our net control team. Maybe after that, Nick will remember what he wanted to say. And we're going to start with KF8GGM. Matt, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
GGM. Hey, good evening, Nick. Thanks for having me do trivia tonight. Not too much going on today. My son's finally out of his cast, so he's running around again, and I told him be careful, no more bikes and trees. Other than that, though, been quiet. Fired up the barbecue this afternoon and had some chicken and steak, and everything turned out good. Also, grilled some peaches, man. If you've never had grilled peaches, you gotta try them. They're phenomenal. But other than that, all's good. So I'll turn it back to you, KF8 GGM.
All right, thank you, Matt. Hey, I didn't catch your alternate trivia. Do you want to come back with that?
Yeah, I forgot to give it to you. I'm going to go with B. I heard those old ladies there at St. Cornwaldo weave a mean blanket. And they're legendary for keeping people warm in sub-zero temps. So that's my answer, Delta.
All right, copy that, sir. Got you down for Delta. And I'll tell you what, telling your kid not to run into a tree, you got to tell him not to run into anything. If you say don't run into a tree, next time he's going to run into a rock, then he's going to run into something else, then he's going to run into something else. You got to be specific with those kids because they don't listen for nothing. But thanks for checking in. Oh, and smoking meat, man. I'll tell you what, I haven't smoked a piece of meat since June. Actually, since Field Day. Field Day was the last time I fired up a smoker in my house. And I've been jonesing, been super busy, haven't had a chance to cook anything outside, and I don't like it. So I'm glad you had a chance to. All right, next, we're going to get on to KI5DAY. But, Alan, before we go and get your comments for the net, I would like 5 squeaks from Larry the Rubber Chicken. So give me 5 squeaks from Larry the Rubber Chicken, and then you can comment on the net. Make sure you break for time after the squeaks.
Oh my goodness. All right, KI5DAY with third-party traffic, Larry. Okay, I think that was 5. Anyway, yeah, all is good. My guess for the regular trivia, in case I don't remember later, is going to be not like I would answer it later, but anyways, yeah, I don't want to forget it. It's going to be C, I guess. I'm going to go with the troposphere thing. I think that was C. Sounds like a winner. I just like saying troposphere. Even if it's wrong, it's fun to say that word. It's one of the words I've always loved about ham radio is troposphere. And when I tell people about tropospheric conditions, it makes me feel really smart. So when hey, not that I ain't smart, Lord knows. I mean, my level of intelligence is beyond. But yeah, anyways, that's it. What else is happening? Man, I've just been busier than a crackhead at a sheriff's convention. Yeah, just fighting the heat, trying to survive in it and working in it. It's not fun. I don't recommend working in an aircraft hangar in the summer at American Airlines. It's definitely pretty hot. But anyways, we survive. We get used to it. We acclimate. But yeah, I was telling people on the blue screen I bought a loaf of bread today, and it was so hot by the time I got it home, it already turned into toast. So I went ahead and had some jam and and toast. But all is good. I don't have much else. I'll just shoot it back to you. KI5DAY.
All right. Thank you, Alan. Got your answer for the primary question down as Charlie. Next, we'll talk to KJ5 MCV Ryan. How you doing, Ryan? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, amigo, not a whole lot. This is Ryan, KJ5 MCV. Appreciate you doing the show, buddy. You're sounding awesome and do an excellent job as usual. Shout out to Matt there. You did a fine job with the main triv, and Alan as usual. I've done the net for I don't know however long I've been doing it, and we've never heard Larry, and that was like 7 or 8 in one. So either somebody is gnashing their teeth or it's going to be all good. So good on you. Good on you, folks. Matt, I wanted to say I'm glad your boy's out of his cast. That's really cool. Tell him to stay away from that girl down the block there that he was showing out for to, get himself in such a casted state, I guess you could say. Poor kid. Yeah, if he can keep from doing that kind of stuff for a while, he'll have the world, well, by the tail. All righty. That's about it. Nick, you ought to have your butt whooped for not smoking anything since field day. If you had a smoker like that, that thing's got a Hemi in it for sure. So, yeah, as your attorney, I advise you to buy some, I don't know, whatever your favorite smoking wood is. I think white oak or pecan. Oh, and I had a question for Nick at Night there. What is the predominant trees around the Ohio area? Do you have a coniferous setup?
All right. Well, thank you, Ryan. This will all roll into my comments, I suppose. I'm going to start with the Larry the Rubber Chicken. I don't know why I never thought of this before. Obviously, some or all of you may know that at some point in the past, Larry the Rubber Chicken was viewed as QRM, was reported to the FCC as QRM, and during not this net, but a different net. And so we restrained from using the Larry the Rubber Chicken. However, I came to the realization tonight, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm going to assume I'm right, that if the net controller asks for Larry the Rubber Chicken, it can't be QRM because that's part of the net. So it's very specific and part of the conversation, so not QRM. And I don't know, I never thought of that before. So we had Larry the Rubber Chicken. All right, let's see, wood. Wood is, we have a lot of oak in Ohio. Obviously there's a lot of pine and maple, which we don't want to smoke with. So white oak up here is pretty prevalent. A good amount of cherry, a good amount of apple, and some peach, I think, are the smoking woods that I would rely on up here. I pretty much just have white oak. I found a guy in the spring that was able to give me a half a quart of white oak, which is what I've been using. I'm not out of it, but I kind of feel like I want to order another half a quart before winter so I can have some ready for spring. Yeah, and as for smoking meat, it's just been, I've been so freaking busy since field day that I haven't had a weekend to sit by the smoker and smoke anything. I mean, I've put some stuff on the pellet grill here and there, but I wouldn't really consider that like a good solid day of smoking meat, so that's that. And my answers for the trivia are going to be Charlie and Bravo. I really wanted to have chickens being in that keeping the nuclear weapon warm. I really wanted that to be the answer, but I think they're just too darn big, and you need multiple, really, to keep it warm. Anyway, that's what I've got. So I'm going to break for time. All right, this is KE8QKO on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. And we're ready for more check-ins. If you would like to check in or recheck to the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, I heard nothing there. However, I see a call in the blue screen who talked about predominant trees in their area, and that is Robert, VK2DY. So we're going to add Robert to the list, VK2DY. I'm trying to write while my cat is nudging on my arm, and we're going to call out to Robert for his comment. Take it away, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. What time is it? 12:50 p.m. Yeah, good afternoon. Monday morning here. It's Robert, Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee in northwestern Sydney. It's currently 60 degrees Fahrenheit. and raining, and it's probably going to rain all day, and probably for the rest of the week, actually, if the forecast is correct, which is good because we're starting to come into spring, and the more rain we get in winter, the better it is for the summer and the bushfire season. So, keeping the bushfires down, that is. Hopefully we get some more rain here coming. Anyway, other than that, I just remarked in the text box that the primary trees here are gum trees, which are eucalyptus trees, whatever the word is, and wattles, and I have several bottle brush trees in my backyard. They have nice flowers that look like a brush sort of on the end of them, and the local council, the local government here, goes around planting flame trees. They're native to a little bit further south than here, but they grow fine here. And they're very beautiful in the springtime. They're very, very red. That's why they're called flame trees. So those are the predominant trees around my house. Anyway, I'm not sure how I got into that, but that's what I wrote in the text box. Other than that, participated a little bit in the International Lighthouse and Late Ship Weekend. I went down to a ship that was being activated. Actually, the ship is being refurbished, so they did a station on the shore instead. MV Cape Dawn, which was an old lighthouse supply ship, so it was very appropriate for the Lighthouse Weekend. Unfortunately, it's being refurbished and we couldn't get on board, but it was still fun to be activated from the dock. Other than that, answers are Charlie and Bravo. Thank you very much.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, Robert. We got you the answers down for Charlie and Bravo. Yeah, now you suggested those trees. I'm curious if any of those are considered hardwoods and would be good for smoking meat. Sounded interesting. I was about to type in the blue screen. There's one type of wood I wouldn't mind trying to use. I've used apple and cherry and stuff before, but one thing I can't really get here where I live is peach wood. I know you can get that in Georgia. I'd have to buy it, have to be kiln dried and all that kind of stuff because of bugs and parasites and things. But that'd be fun to try to get and cook with. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Robert. I do appreciate it. Hey, anyone else want to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. I think it's time to get some trivia answers. Let's go up to KF8 GGM, Matt, and get the main trivia answered. Matt, take it away.
All right, Nick. Ham radio VHF enthusiasts discovered and documented what unusual propagation mode? A. Transequatorial skip. B. D-layer absorption. C. Tropospheric propagation. And D. Continuous wave. So, see, everybody had there was a consensus on the answer, but according to K9LA.us, the answer is A. Transequatorial skip was not considered possible at VHF until amateurs found it. Transequatorial propagation, or TEP as it's otherwise known, was first observed in the 1940s by both military and amateur radio operators who noticed that VHF signals could travel intercontinentally over the equator during periods of high sunspot activity. Break. The earliest documented amateur radio contacts occurred in August 1947 when station X-ray Echo 1 Kilo Echo in Argentina began making regular QSOs with stations in South America on 50 megahertz, well after the normal midday F2 layer peak. Subsequently, these unusual late afternoon and evening contacts sparked further interest. KF8 GGM, back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Matt. I got that one wrong. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's go to the KF5 DAY Alan to get the alternate trivia read. The trivia answer read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, just before I read the trivia, you ever heard that song, I Don't Want to Say Goodbye this Summer? That rule does not apply in Oklahoma. Okay, there, I got that out of my system. I feel better now. Tonight's alternate trivia is, the question was, after World War II ended during the Cold War, the British were planning to possibly plant nuclear landmines in Germany to prevent the Russians from invading at some point. During freezing temps, their nuclear physicists had a plan to keep electronic failures from happening by putting which one of these things in the landmine housings? The actual answer, believe it or not, was live chickens. How awesome is that? Live chickens. And Larry's pretty happy about tonight's trivia. He was excited. He was running all over the place. Funyuns, crumbs going everywhere. I tell you, that rubber chicken of mine, he sure loves the Funyuns. Let me let this drop and I will explain the answer. Here we go. You know, the Cold War, roughly in the 1950s, was an issue for several countries being concerned about nuclear weapons. So the British had an idea they could plant a few nuclear mines here and there around Germany to keep the Russians from coming across and invading. And to keep these housings, they were pretty big with these nuclear landmines. Wow, what a thing to have. They were pretty big inside, and they just trying to come up with all kinds of ways. At first, they tried to put some types of different insulations and things in there of different sorts, and nothing seemed to work too well as far as, you know, keeping them from freezing up, the electronics. So somebody in the engineering department thought about actually coming up with an idea to put rubber chickens inside these housings. Let me let this drop again. So at first, when they realized that insulating blankets and fiberglass pillows wouldn't work, they come up with the source of live chickens, thinking that if they could keep enough oxygen and food and water in there and periodically going in and restocking those things and making sure the chickens were still alive or replacing them, that would be a good alternative to keeping it nice and warm. Just wouldn't want to be one of them chickens if somebody stepped on it. But anyway, yeah, Larry frowned at that one. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right. Well, thank you, Alan. Got me on that one. I thought you said live chicken when you read the answer, and it was chickens plural in your posted trivia answers. But yeah, my biggest concern was space and food and water. But I guess they kind of maybe try to figure that out. However, if somebody stepped on one, that's a free dinner right there. That cook those chickens up pretty darn quick. So there's always that going for people. Anyway, thanks for the alternate trivia. I appreciate it. That's a good one. This is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater 147, Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114, Mark 8. If anyone else would like to check in or recheck to the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
K88SLG with a recheck, please.
KG5MCV, recheck.
Golf 6, Foxtrot, Papa, Charlie, located in Umbria, Central Italy.
All right, I've got KD8SLG Nick with a recheck. I've got KJ5MCV Ryan with a recheck. And I think I got this call right. Golf 6 Hotel Papa Charlie checking in. So we're going to go with the Golf 6 Hotel Papa Charlie first. see what he's got for the net tonight, and go from there. Take it away, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. The call sign is Golf 6 Foxtrot Papa Charlie. That's G6 Fried Plates and Chips. The name is James. Location is Orvieto, which is in central Italy. And you're probably wondering, what are you doing with a G6 call sign? And you're located in Italy. Well, the truth is we just moved here, and I've got my application for an IK2 in the system, but it hasn't popped out yet. So I'm getting set up, which is one of the reasons why I'm on Allstar, the Allstar network. Just finding my way, and just seeing how it all works. So back to you. This is G6 FP.
All right, copy that, sir. Got you in there. Yeah, you're showing up in NetLogger, or QRZ showing you up in England, but nice to see you're calling in from Italy. So we got Golf 6 Foxtrot Papa Charlie. Thanks for checking in there, sir. Good to hear you. And hey, you come back and join us anytime. We do meet, we're in the U.S., meet 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Every Sunday and Wednesday night. So feel free to join us. And thanks for checking in again. All right, next we're going to talk to KD8SLG, just Nick. You can get his recheck. Take it away, Nick.
W8WKY.
Poorly timed node ID. KE8QKO, KD8SLG. I was just wondering, where's Guy? KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, well, Nick, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it was my turn to watch him, so we have to get that from somebody else, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, next we're going to talk to KG5 MCV Ryan with his recheck. Take it away, Ryan.
KD8EPCK, J5MCV. Brother, I wanted to say, I'm going to give Matt a pat on the butt. That was a good one tonight. Wanted to give him a shout out, a little bit of spotlight. Everybody did great, but Matt did extra great. Anyways, there's my pat on the butt for him, brother. Thanks for picking me up, man. KJ5MCV back to net control.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Yes, we had two very good trivia questions tonight, so it's good to hear. All right, I'm going to do one more call and one more only call for check-ins or rechecks if you want to check in or recheck to the Beacon Net. Please say your call sign phonetically, follow them alphabetically, along with your name and location.
That's VK3HJQ. VK3HJQ, John L. Australia. I've been in and out. Thanks for the net.
Alpha India 7 Uniform Golf, recheck.
Kilo Echo 8 Mike Yankee, Chris and Amherst, KE8 MMY. In and out. Thanks for keeping me company while I'm doing my chores.
All right, here's what I've got. I've got Victor Kilo 3, Hotel Juliet, Quebec, in and out. I've got Alpha India 7 Uniform Charlie with a recheck. I'll get to you here in a minute, ma'am. And then I have Kilo Echo 8 Mike Yankee in and out. So let's go to AI7 UC Sabra. How you doing? And what do you have for your recheck?
This is Alpha India 7 Uniform Golf. I just wanted to tell, I believe Nick the name was, that they were full quieting. The crickets were not audible, but there was a hum on their signal, which is weird because mine has gotten that sometimes as well when I haven't done anything differently, which I could tell because I was listening to my signal on an SDR before. Sometimes it has that hum on it as well, and sometimes it doesn't. Often it doesn't, but it has occasionally. AI7UG, back to net control.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, you know, the funny thing about the hum, with especially with like these links and things, is here's an example. Alan often tells me I have some weird noise on his end of things, but I don't always hear that from other people besides Alan. I did not hear the hum on Nick, but you might have heard the hum on Nick. So there could be something in the digital signal in the packets that go across the wire that translates that hum. That's my best guess when it comes to these Allstar nodes and how things sort of like move through the system, because it sits on top of the open source SIP telephony platform. Asterisk. I think Allstar sits on top of Asterisk unless they've changed something recently. So there's something in the SIP messaging that kind of somehow puts a hum on there when they're transmitting. I think that's kind of what happens with that. But yeah, you sound fine to me. Nick sounded fine to me, but it's also very possible that through the connections there might have been something that sounded like a hum on his ears than you. I also did not hear any crickets, but sometimes Nick hears things, and we just kind of throw that out there. Anyway. Thanks for giving me the recheck. Good to hear you. And I'm going to break for time. All right. So we got our rechecks there read up, and we talked to everybody. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, the Beacon Net crew, and Larry the Rubber Chicken, I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, here on the WAWKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink WAWKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WAWKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Boarding Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time, on Allstar Node 49562 and EchoLink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is KE8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use this time, 73 all, and have a wonderful Begawkin Sunday. Begawk.
KD8SLG, KG5MCV.
KG5MCV, KD8SLG. What up, Brian?
Well, amigo, I don't know what it takes to get QRZ linked. There you go. You read my mind. Is it something that you and I could do real quick?
Yeah, just let me look up at the things for a second here. I don't do it often. Okay, so go along the top and setup, file, view, edit, setup. At the setup roll down, go to accounts. Click on that, and you should get a dialog box that says account setup, and the top one is for your QRZ bead prescription account. You want to check that box, enable it, and put in your account and your password, and then all that stuff will autofill for you.
Alrighty, sir. I'm going to go ahead and close the net now, and I I will go ahead and populate that. I'll have to go jump and open up a Google Chrome window and see what my login is because I don't remember. But yeah, there you go. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks a lot. I will take care of that post haste.
It'll make your job go a lot easier. Fine business, man. You did fine. If anything, I was trying to figure out a way to don't miss the easy fish in the barrel, all right? Hunting, fishing thing for you, you know? So everybody that shows up on the monitors list, boom, put them on the list right away for the beacon net. I mean, you know, for us, okay? Those guys are all regulars, so get them in there right away. And then you don't have to think about it later, and you got more time to talk, less time to type, and they don't try to check in and make extra traffic.
Gotcha. No, I'll take that under advisement. Watch for those blue lines and the blue screen. Just stick them in there. No, it's a good call. I'll take care of that. Appreciate all the help, and I'll pull your hair. I'll pull your hair so good.
You're wonderfully twisted. You do look at the monitors list too, right?
W8WKY.
I had the monitor list open for the first time today, so I'm going to say no. As a general rule, no. Whenever I got on originally, there was maybe a dozen people on there, but I'm looking at it now, and it's stacked up easily twice as many as there was. But no, I don't keep that open. I only got 2 screens, and I haven't really decided what all I'm going to do with them, so... You know, it's enough of a handful right now for me to just be here, so adding another screen. Woo! Yeah, I need to calm down with all that.
So yeah, right beside the aim window blue button, there's that view monitors one, okay? And that's, you can make that as big or as small as you want. The way I have my screen set up is I've got the NetLogger screen on the right-hand side, with all the stuff I need to see. Don't need to see all that stuff. And then on the left-hand side, I got the monitors box on top and a little blue screen in the bottom. So that monitors list, when people show up on this net, you can rest assured you can just put them on the list. And if they don't show up, you can just delete them.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, you got kind of a 3-box window there. That makes sense. I thought you were talking about, you know, this is how behind on the times I am. I thought I had the Silvercreek ARA Allstar hub opened up there. So, yeah, I need to check that monitor screen out. I've never opened that, so that's how new I am at this job.
Well, that's how you missed KF8G, because some guys just get in there and they immediately expect to be put on the list, and they don't type, they don't do anything else. So, you know, he was just waiting and he lost his patience. He's one of those guys. He's a good guy. I call him the Barefoot Bandit. First time I met him was at field day, and I let him use my radio, and he kicked his shoes off, and he was using my brand new foot pedal with his bare feet. Oh, God, bro. Okay, Ryan, I'm going to leave you with that thought tonight, man. Fine business tonight. Good job. Catch you later on. KG5MCV, KD8SLG, I'm going to be clear. On your funnel.
Alrighty, amigo. I'm going to let you have it, man. Thanks again for the help, and I'll get the QRZ profile added so I quit having, question marks. Thanks again, brother. KD8SLG, KG5MCV. That'll be clear, too. 7-3, brother.
Brian was barefoot at field day, too. K4OG.
Yeah, KSFG. Lots of real estate. Nick has said that, yeah. There's lots of real estate you gotta have. A lot of screens at KSFQV. Yeah. that sort of somehow you can avoid train wrecks that way too. KSFQV.
I'm clearing, guys. KC8FQV, K4OG. Good night, Marks.
All right, Nick. Yeah, that's the way you avoid East Palestine's train wrecks. That one get pretty bad. So, although today rain just washes it all down the drain. KSFQV, I'll say 73. Catch you guys in the morning. For those that want to get up at that time, KSFQV.
Good night, Mix. The SSID change is working, unfortunately. But I guess fortunately, K4OG clear.
Okay, the old
That makes my brain ache.
They made my life easier going through Columbus to a degree, although they have them big rainstorms down that way. KSFQV.
W8WKY. W8WKY. W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8.